You're listening to Men of Abundance, episode 217 with Scott Morris, and today is a bonus episode.
Welcome to Men of Abundance, the podcast for those looking to level up their lives by hanging out with some of the greatest leaders and established professionals in our community, living a life of integrity, honor, and the abundance mentality. Prepare to pay it forward with your host, former Army medic turned lifestyle entrepreneur, Wally Carmichael.
What's up, Men of Abundance? I am Wally Carmichael, the founder and host of the Men of Abundance podcast, the Pay It Forward community. And today, man, we are paying it forward in a big way. As I already said, this is a bonus episode because I absolutely had to get on the line and introduce you to Scott Morris and tell his story about how he connected with Tony Robbins so both of them could pay it forward in a huge way to not just veterans, but to America as a whole. But Scott doesn't stop there. Scott is so bold that he goes out and he brings in 6 people from other countries to support United States veterans. You got to hear this story. It is going to blow your mind. And here's the thing. Others are going to want to hear this story too. So be abundant in your life today and pay it forward by sharing this episode and sharing this conversation, sharing Men of Abundance with everybody you come in contact with. You can do that on your podcast player. You can do that by sending out menofabundance.com to everybody that you know on your email list and your social media. However it is that you want to do it, share Men of Abundance with everybody you come in contact with and everybody in your circle. And leave a rating and review on iTunes to help us get ranked in the search engines so others can find these amazing conversations. Now, I first heard of Scott Morris well over a year ago, by a friend of mine, a fellow veteran, a guy I've known for several years, Isaac Day. So I got to give a huge shout out to Isaac and thank him very much for introducing me to Scott and inviting me on to be a board member of handupnow.org. I'm super honored and I'm super excited to introduce you guys to Scott Morris. So we are going to get right into the conversation. Scott, welcome to Men of Abundance, brother. How you doing?
Good, Wally. How you been, man?
Man, I'm just so super excited, man. I just after talking with Isaac and talking about everything that you have going on, I told him, look, man, I am booked out through October, but I have to get Scott on the line. I normally don't do conversations on Fridays. My wife and I just got back from the pool. We're just hanging out and stuff, but I just had to have this conversation with you, man. Where are you at in the world? I'm
in Tampa, Florida, but I travel all over the country. Last year I traveled about 90%, and but I'm stationed here in Lando Lakes. Lando Lakes, North Tampa.
Lando. So you're just literally right down the street from me, and so you and I are going to be meeting face to face here real soon. I'm super stoked about that. Before I start this show out, I like to ask this question right up front. It's the first thing I do every single morning as soon as my eyes open up, and that is with an attitude of gratitude. Man, what do you have to be grateful for today?
Oh, my goodness, brother. I got 4 beautiful kids. I got a life of abundance, man. I have so much to be thankful for. But right now, I am really thankful for this organization taking off and going from an idea to reality so quickly. I'm very grateful that we are positioning ourselves to help so many veterans. And it's just really something that I've just to see it go from an idea to what it is now in such a short amount of time, I'm so grateful for that.
Man, I am too. Just from what I know, and guys, I've already shared with you at the beginning of the show before we got started here what we're talking about. But we're going to dig deeper into where this all came from and everything. But even before we do that, introduce yourself just a little bit. How would you describe yourself?
Sure. My name's Scott Morris. I'm first and foremost father of 4. I am just basically a realist. And I'd like to think of myself as trying to make every situation I enter better than the way I found it. I'm a coach. I'm in human development field. I'm a trainer. And I work for big corporations, and I work for mom and pop businesses. And I am a talent development manager for Cortland Partners. They're based property management, construction, and manufacture based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And I also have my own company, Leo Core Development Group, where I'm, like I said, a coach, and I build team synergy and brand awareness, talent acquisition. I do brain-based assessments, and pretty much try to make every situation, like I said, better than the way I found it, whether it's people or business.
Damn, so you're not very busy, are you?
I pretty much do everything.
Jeez Louise, man, you just wore me out, brother.
Sorry, man, but that's you know what I'm working on. It's funny because I just got out of this Tony Robbins Business Mastery event, which is where this idea was birthed. But it's funny because in there they challenge you. They're like, you need to make it quick, like what you do, like what business are you really in? And I'm like, man, I got to narrow that down.
Yeah.
But, just make it better always. That's the motto.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So let's get into that. That's a perfect segue, man. So what business are you in? And when I ask you that question, I'm specifically talking about Hand Up Now.
Oh, Hand Up Now. Specifically, what business are we in? We improve the lives of veterans by removing the barriers that are placed in their brains and allowing them and equipping them with the tools to be successful in either rejoining the workforce or starting their own business. And we are partnering with Tony Robbins. He is sending our vets over to him as well. And then we're going to partner him with a coach for 18 months in order to give them the best chance for success. So as you know, there's a lot of barriers that are put in our minds in order to deal with combat, that when we get into, civilian back into the civilian sector, those barriers don't work for us at that point, So that's what we intend to do is equip these veterans who have a dream and a passion, and they want to follow, their idea of what they want to do and what they love doing in their own business or in the business sector. We make them able to thrive in that environment.
Man, that just sounds so freaking exciting, and it is a huge void that needs to be filled on so many levels. But what I want to know about is, how did this all come about? I've obviously, I know it always. I'm appalled actually when I'm having conversations with somebody and I mention Tony Robbins' name, and they're like, "Who?" I'm like, "Wait, what?"
It's like one of the top 10 most influential people.
Freaking kidding me, dude? The dude's freaking massive to begin with. You can't miss him in a crowd. And then when he opens his mouth, it's louder than anybody around.
Yes, and he's such a good guy. He's great with crowds. I was impressed because I'll be honest, man, I was one of those people, Wally. I was one of those people that I didn't really know. I mean, I saw him on Shallow Hal.
Mm-hmm.
I saw him on the movie, and I knew he was like this motivational speaker guy. But and I always thought he was kind of like, he's maybe showboating and stuff like that. And then I saw on Netflix, I'm Not Your Guru.
Right.
And I heard his story as a child, and I connected with his story because my childhood was very similar to his. And I didn't bring this up with him or anything, but it was just motivating. I know that's cliche when you're talking about Tony Robbins, but he truly is a motivating individual. I look at him and I think, man, that's what humanity is about. And that's really where this idea was born. It was in that business mastery course. It's a 5-day course. It was in Las Vegas at the Cosmopolitan Hotel. And basically part of the course, you're learning the core strategies in business, and they've customized it to the way that they do things. But basically on the side, they assign you 10 people or 9 people. There's like 10 people in a group, and you guys are going to start your own business, right? Or your own project. And you're doing this all on the side as you're learning tons of information during the business mastery coursework. And on the side, what you're doing is like you're almost like running and starting this business, whatever it is. And many people had many different ideas. And there's over 2,200 people all spending a lot of money to be there. And about 10% of the group, that's me guessing, but it looked like about 10% of the group are what's called platinum members, and they spend a good amount. They're looking at like $100,000 a year to be in the Platinum Club, right? So there are very influential people in this crowd, and people with multiple businesses, people with business backgrounds, successful, like everybody is very powerful in that room. So I get assigned these 9 people. I was part of 10 people in a group. And I told everybody our idea. I said, look, I have this idea. It's handupnow.org. And they're like, what is that? And see, now I had already gotten a logo. I had already partnered with a buddy of mine who does marketing. And he got me these like little hand clappers with the logo on it. And he got it to me quick. Shout out to him. Mike Matsuoka, Madden Branded Goods. The guy was a miracle worker. And he got me the clappers. I printed banners. I got a website up. I got, the Facebook together, and we were ready. Like I was ready. So if this wasn't going to be accepted by the group, then I would have been out of luck, right, with this idea. But I told everybody the idea, what we do, helping veterans, get the tools they need in business development through coursework and through being partnered with a coach for 18 months. And they loved it. They loved it, right? So I'm like, great. All right, we're going to do this. And I had costumes. If you know me, man, I'm a little bit off the wall, like I'll wear a tutu if it's red, white, and blue to make a point. Like I'm not scared. All right. So we got all kinds of pumped up as a team, right? And the next day, this is the idea. So handupnow.org was born out of this project. So the next day, 5 people, it was me and 4 other people showed up. Half the team had bailed on me. So I'm like, and that's just humanity, man. That's nothing bad on them.
Right.
But half the team had bailed. So I'm like, you know what? I know somebody else in this group that's here, because some of our coaches from I did a coaching class in Miami through the Neurostrategic Coaching Institute, and they, you partner for life with these people that you go to class with, and they're always networked. Well, a couple other coaches that I had known were there. So I'm like, I call them up, hey, what team are you on? Like, why don't you grab a few people from your team and join my team, and we'll promote this. So we got together, and there's a couple people that even found out what we were doing and joined us. And we ended up with a group of 12 people total who were just massive at delivering this message. People who had no idea, Wally, no idea what this organization was the day prior, mind you. And they found out, and they jumped on board. They got the information they needed, and they ran with it. And so they voted me as the CEO of the little project group. And handupnow.org was born, and it thrived, brother. We had so many people all over the place. And you know what's funny? There were other groups with like 60 plus people,
Wow.
Mergers and mergers after mergers, right? And basically we thought like, okay, well, they got the best shot of winning, right? And there's a company called Wild Ones, WW Wild Ones, that supports foster children and stuff. So everybody was joining this group. It's huge. And you get nervous. You're like, it's probably futile, because I had heard that they had won at 2 other business mastery events. And people can adopt an already existing organization in order to utilize their project to do their project, on. So I got nervous. I was like, well, these are bigger. But we got the mission. We got the message. I don't see any other pro-veterans organizations here. I'm like, this is the right thing. Oh, and by the way, Wally, I want to mention one other thing real quick. By the way, am I allowed to curse on this?
Man, this is an open show, brother.
All right, cool.
You.
I was just going to say, because I had some curse words of some quotes from Tony Robbins later. So, as you know, he's
I figured it
not
would
afraid
be.
of the F-bomb.
Yeah.
But I want to say something. 6 out of the 12 people, Wally, were not even American. They weren't even, and we're a pro-U.S. veteran organization that we're pushing. And 6 of the people, and I'll give you the countries, it was Thailand, Korea, Sweden, Wales, Mexico, Canada. All right, so if as we hear the media telling us today that we're not respected in the world or appreciated, that's 100% bullshit.
Right up front.
Call
Absolutely.
that out. So because half of our group, Wally, was not even American. They were not even United States, born in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to throw that little fun fact out there. And it was an honor that they came to our group, I'll have to say as well. So, but anyway, I digress. So there's this Wild Ones group that is huge, and they're doing things. They're making magic happen. So we're spreading the word. I mean, I even got my guitar out, man. I was a previous singer-songwriter. I got 2 albums out on iTunes, if you don't believe me. But I was I had a previous life in there. But I got my guitar out.
Isaac shared that's how I first got introduced to you. Isaac shared some of your music with me well over a year ago. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
See, Isaac and I go way back too, man. Isaac and I are, he's one of my best friends, and he's got a voice on him too. Don't let him, shirk the work, man.
I've heard him mess around a little bit.
Yeah, but so I even have my guitar out. I'm doing sing-alongs with the crowds and stuff, and we had the banner out. We had 2 banners printed. I don't know who, but somebody stole one of our banners. Like, there are people out to get us, man.
Damn,
I'm like, what? This is cutthroat, man. Yeah, we had stickers made up on their shirts for people, and I mean, we just went all out, right? And I had like the light up sunglasses and stuff. Like, we were crazy with it. But even though the forces against us, we go through the Business Mastery event, right? And at the final, and my flight was leaving at 4:00 Sunday, but they weren't announcing the winners till 7:00 Sunday. So you know what? I'm going to delay my flight. I'm going to go out first thing in the morning. And at this point, I'm still thinking that Wild Ones is going to win it, right? So Sunday night happens. There's a learning team, which is the learning team you don't want to be, because that's the losing team. Mm-hmm. And the learning team gets announced, and then there's third, second, and first place. So learning, there's 2,200 people, man, massive movers and shakers in this room. I just want to say. So the learning team gets up there, and it's the Wild Ones. The ones that have won twice before, and 60 some odd people get up on the stage. It was just wow. And Tony Robbins is up there and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, this just goes to show you that bigger isn't always better. They were selling food at the venue, I guess. They broke the rules or something like that happened. And Tony Robbins was like, who's the leader up here? And everybody's looking at each other. They couldn't find the leader. So Tony keeps asking, who's the leader? And Tony's like, does everybody else see the fucking problem here? Nobody knows who the leader is. And somebody's like, she left. Because I don't know. I don't know what happened, but there was no leader. So it was pretty funny. They of course rag on him and have some fun with it. And they get off the stage. And then they announced the third and the second place teams, which is awesome. And then they said, all right, this next team, this is the winning team, ladies and gentlemen. These people came out of the chute. They had a purpose. They had a goal. They had leadership. They had direction. Give it up now for handupnow.org. And my core 12, like our team was just like, yeah, just going up. They played Lee Greenwood, because that was one of the songs that I was leading, was Proud to Be an American, And it's funny seeing like people from Korea and Thailand sing Proud to Be an American, by the way. That was like heartwarming, right? That's awesome. But everybody's having a great time. And we get up on stage, and I noticed that there's 14 people on stage. And 2 people that were part of my original 10, that were part of the part that bailed on me on the second day and never came back, even after I asked them twice, hey, where are you? Are you doing this? 2 people got up on stage to and that's one thing, and we talked about this before, man, like stolen valor and taking credit for what you did not do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
2 were up on that stage trying to be in our limelight, right? And it's celebrating the victory. So they gave me the microphone, and the first thing I said was, Tony, I got to say something. Tony like kind of chuckles, because it's obviously Tony's show, and here I am like taking over the microphone. So Tony, I got to say something real quick. I don't mean to interrupt. So, oh, no, by all means. I just want to say that if you're on my team up here on this stage, that means you were here every morning, that you were doing the work, that you were spreading the message, that you believed in the message from day one, that you're here to help our veterans, and that you proved it for all your hard work. And I said, so I'm talking to you on my stage right now, and I'm asking you to get the fuck off my stage. I said that like that, and everybody in the place just starts like goes nuts. And Tony Robbins, he has this like smile that he gets, like it's kind of like,
I know.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. And he goes, ladies and gentlemen, there's your fucking leader. He said something like that, and everybody starts cheering, you know what I mean? And it's funny because I am not going to put my team in the position of having some tailcoat grabbers on our team, right? Yeah. So no, I'm not going to do that. So they left, and they were, kind of embarrassed, but at the same time, I felt good for my team. I was I was so gracious to my team for everything that they helped with. Like, I couldn't have done it. It's not a one-man show.
No, absolutely not.
So special thanks to Jeanette Icorn and Kathy Rizigo, and she's like been unbelievably helpful. She's a coach, and she owns an occupational therapy practice out of Connecticut, in Oakville, Connecticut, and she helps kids with disabilities and things like that. Like, all the people in our group are amazing people too, Wally. And you just see the differences between all of us. You look at the group, and it's a motley crew, but it just goes to show you that if you got a mission and a goal, that nothing can stop you, and that everybody will be there to support you if you're doing the right thing for the right reason.
Well, listen, a mission, a goal, and one badass leader that's willing to take charge of the whole situation. And even in situations where you got two, guys trying to ride the coattail when they know damn good and well that they had nothing to do with it. And then for you to stand up and tell them to get off the stage, I mean, that's just that's you did that for the team. It wasn't even to embarrass them. I know that wasn't your intent. Your intent was to protect your team. And it
Absolutely.
Takes all of that to build such an amazing organization. I've had the pleasure of talking with Kathy, the four of us, me, you, and Isaac, and who else was on? I think it was Eric, or was it Eric?
Eric Grunhofer.
Yeah,
he's my web developer. I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to talk to him, but he did a phenomenal job too.
Oh, he's in that's what it is. He's in the text message group that we were text messaging back and forth in.
Yeah.
But absolutely, I'm digging Kathy already, man. She is a ball of energy as well.
Yeah, when her and I get together on a project, it's like proactive city. It's almost too proactive. I'm gonna say it's like. Sometimes we need to be a little more reactive. We got to lean into thinking about something a little bit more first. But, Tony even says, don't fall victim to the tyranny of how. Don't worry about how. You got your what and your why. And that's what we had.
Right.
So
the how will come, absolutely.
But I appreciate those
So carry
comments.
on with this, man. So you guys are up on stage. I saw the videos. I saw some of the videos. I saw some of the pictures. As soon as you guys won, Isaac's like reaching out to me. And guys, I mentioned Isaac at the beginning, but we've known each other for, goodness, quite some time. We were equal opportunity advisors together. I was in Hawaii at the time. He was at MedCom. Then later we met up down in Hawaii again. He was over. We were in the same organization in Triple M Medical Center. Amazing individual, amazing character, and as soon as Scott, I'm telling you, as soon as you guys won, he's calling me. He's like, "Wally, you're not going to believe this, dude. This dude is freaking amazing." And I just immediately went and looked at the videos and the pictures. So tell us what's going on there. You guys get the trophies and everything, and then Tony shared some amazing information with you guys.
Yeah, this is the best part, and it was after we had gone off we were on our way off the stage, and I thought I heard him say, and once again, brother, I'm going to actually throw in, and I thought I heard that he was going to support 100 veterans to go to his programs. He was going to sponsor 100 veterans. And then people are like, no, Scott, he said 200. I was just overwhelmed. I mean, if you look at the valuation, and it's not about valuation, but it's expensive to go to Tony Robbins events. And he's already given us this amazing gift of sponsoring 200 veterans to go to his Unleash the Power Within program, which is exactly what these guys need and what they need to either get focused on rejoining the workforce or starting their own business. Whatever it is, what it comes down to is not even one of those two things. It's what it comes down to is them being able, our veterans who put their life on the line, to be able to pursue their passion, whatever that is. And I also left it, even though I'm technically the CEO, and we're seeking nonprofit status, so we're filing for our 501c3 immediately. But even though I may be the CEO, I am not making the decision. I'm putting this board together, and made up of combat veterans who will look at look at who's in their lives, who comes across our website, who asks for this information and this help in order to make the decisions. So that way, a lot of companies are out there, they have no combat experience, they don't know anything, and they just want to help the veterans, but they put together something, and then people in a business suit in an office somewhere are making these decisions. That's one thing that I didn't want to have happen. I only want veterans making the decision for other veterans. And I knew that Isaac Day was the perfect president for that board. So he's going to be compiling the board. We even have some person who's a combat veteran from the Tony Robbins organization that's going to sit on the board as well. I was really honored. And Isaac, man, he's gonna put this in front of every politician, every veteran organization that he's connected to, and it's one thing that I really like, man, is we have such a problem in Washington with synergy. And that's what I do at LeoCore, like LeoCore Development Group. That's what I do. I create team synergy. And politics drives me up the wall, Wally. There's no reason that Democrats and Republicans can't reach across the aisle on all of these things. And this is an organization, handupnow.org is one of those organizations that is totally, it can be Democrat or Republican. Everybody, it doesn't matter. You could be a libertarian, you could be non-party affiliate, it doesn't matter. Everybody could support our veterans. And I can't understand why somebody wouldn't, personally, but that's me.
Yeah, no, obviously I'm right there with you. Being a veteran myself and associated with so many veterans, as we were talking pre-show, I'm going to get you connected with some of the most influential veterans that I personally know, and then they know others. So this thing is just going to go crazy through the roof here shortly. So I'm going to be doing everything that I can to ensure that I get you and the organization lifted up as much as we can.
Man, I can't thank you enough for that. And really, when I talk to civilians about this too, and by the way, I'd like to point out something. Full transparency. I myself am not a veteran. My best friend's a veteran. I got family that are veterans, right? But here's the deal. I have such a profound respect for veterans as a civilian because I don't have to be a veteran. Mm-hmm. I got the opportunity to do what I want to do because of the men and women that are protecting this country, right? It's my military time is being spent in this, developing this. My contribution, my give back to all of our veterans, all of our men and women, is this right here. And I think it's important to know that because, you get other organizations, I won't name them, but they mismanage. Mm-hmm. And they get non-veterans in their organization, and things start going wrong. That's why I'm surrounding myself with combat veterans who know exactly and believe in this message and know exactly who needs the help and where they can get them, right? Mm. So I think that's important to mention too. But the best way that I describe it to other civilians is that, the veteran can leave the war, but sometimes the war doesn't leave the veteran. Yeah. That's what we're here to help with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That is so awesome. And I greatly, greatly thank you for it. But brother, man, I mean, I'm just so excited to have, been talking with you over the last week or so, have you on the show. I'm excited about what's to come. And so what are the next steps? What are we doing now to move forward to push this organization forward?
Absolutely. I mean, the first step, like I mentioned, is obviously securing our 501c3 in place, partnering with an attorney who knows what they're doing. Really, we're looking for that person right now, but we should have them by the end of next week. But we really are charging forward because we want to get that 50c3 status. Obviously, tax season's coming up. It's going to take us, a couple months to secure that. So that's the next step. Obviously, we're gonna market. We're gonna let everybody know it's there, and we're calling it a soon-to-be nonprofit. We obviously want to be fully transparent where we're at. That this is a new idea. That this is up and coming. But I mean, it's mission driven. It's for the right reason, so it will be successful. We are starting our 50c3 so that we can be a multi-million-dollar nonprofit. Like, we are going to lay the foundation to get as much revenue and resources as we can for the veterans. And my biggest thing is I want to be an organization that isn't like certain other organizations that pay their CEO $900,000. To me, that's ridiculous. To me, that's appalling.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make sure that every step of the way we're fully transparent. I want to make sure that everybody knows where every dollar is being spent. And I want testimonials with everybody who's willing to share one. So I know that right now we're finding the organizations to partner with. We've met a lot of people at that Business Mastery event in Las Vegas last week, and a lot of people came forward, as we're the winners, so you get a lot of attention on you. I've gotten so many people saying they want to help out and their businesses want to help out. Staffing agencies for staffing veterans, psychologists, therapists. If you need us, we're here. Barbers. There's a guy, I wish I remembered it. He was so cool. I got his name somewhere, but he's got a barber shop in San Diego, and he is veteran driven, like his whole barber shop. Man, I wish I remembered his name. I'm so sorry to him right now. I should remember his name, but maybe we could follow up later. But he is super cool. Pro veteran barber shop in San Diego. Guy was all about this, and he's like, I want your signs. I want to hang them up in my shop. Army Navy surplus stores are really interested. People that work for the VA, we have a contact in Washington that's partnering that we could partner with, to involve. Let's be honest, man. The VA could use some good PR and some good support, at this point. And I think this is a great organization, and the VA could be a great spot to find these guys, these men and women who need and want the help.
Yeah, absolutely. And before as I was in the process of moving from Hawaii to Tampa, I made a lot of contacts as well. So I actually know the vice president of operations over here for the USAA.
Wow.
I will connect with her, and I've already gone to an event, networking event with her. Amazing individual. And she introduced me to some other very influential people here in the Tampa area. So, brother, between the two of us and Day and everybody else, man, listen, guys, if you're listening to this out there and you're super hyped up and you want to help veterans as much as we do, then, go to handupnow.org. Check out the website, get in contact. There's some contact information on there. Just get in contact with Scott or the team, and just, share however it is you want to help, or just raise your hand, basically, because this thing is for real. This thing is going. We've already got, obviously, some huge backing from Tony, which is going to attract so many other people, as Scott just mentioned. Get on board, man, because once we get the 501c3 and everything squared away, man, it's a done deal.
Awesome. And I want to say one more thing, too. This is a win-win-win for America as well, only because if you look at all of the, everybody is we're looking at the economy, right? We're always looking at the economy. We're expecting, a winter soon, if you will, a financial winter. There's people talking about that, and that's always out there, right? But our economy is very strong right now, which is awesome. But this is only going to help the economy, because if you figure these veterans are trained to be the best of the best, right? First of all, that's in their programming. That's in their DNA at this point. Whatever branch you're in, you're trained to be the best of the best, right? And we direct that energy and that discipline towards business ownership or business savvy. Think about that. Why wouldn't an organization want to hire somebody who's been trained to be the best with Tony Robbins or other business development coursework in their brain now, and 18 months paired with a coach guaranteed for 18 months? That person is going to be an economic powerhouse. That veteran is going to be able to do whatever it is they want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, I want to transition really quick, and we're going to close this up here shortly, but for the guys out there who would be at all interested in getting into one of these business mastery groups with Tony, or even others that I'm sure you've heard of or been a part of, what would you say to them?
It was a lot of money. If you're going to pay out of your own pocket, it was a lot of money to participate. But they have deals like buy one, get one. Sometimes you could bring a friend with you. I would participate in that had I known about it. But it is worth every penny. Let me tell you, I've learned more in 5 days. I've been in business for 20-something years, right? I have learned more in 5 days from that business mastery course than I have in 20 years. Let me tell you, Accounting. Everybody hates accounting. I love accounting now. There's a reason for it, right? They teach you within 45 minutes. Keith Cunningham got up on stage, and in 45 minutes, I learned more than a Harvard accounting education. I can reverse engineer reports, an income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flow. I can reverse engineer those accounting reports and tell you exactly what's happening in a business. It's weird. I'm not that guy, Wally. I'm not that guy that is Mr. Accountant. Numbers are not my friend. People. I like people, right? I'm not a numbers guy. And so I would highly suggest if you own your own business, I'll go ahead and plug that all day long. Business Mastery was worth every penny. And you can go on his website and find all that information. But yeah, definitely worth it. And even with the project, I mean, look what was born out of this. Look, handupnow.org was essentially born out of that. So mad respect for Tony and his organization and his people. Man,
that's huge. That's awesome. And that's exactly the answer I was wanting to get. Just for guys out there that just don't understand, it always sounds like I'm kind of bashing on traditional education, but the bottom line is this. I just literally had a conversation with another veteran who's got a master's degree in MBA from, well-known, it doesn't matter what college, they're all basically the same. Just put a name behind it. But the fact of the matter is you go get an MBA to work in somebody else's business. It doesn't necessarily help you in entrepreneurship. Everything that, and the gentleman I was having a conversation with, he said, everything that I do now for my business, none of that came from my MBA. All of it came as doing my business and learning along the way, learning from other mentors, learning from other business owners, learning from other CEOs. And, sure, maybe some of the numbers and accounting and stuff like that, but the MBA does not help him in his business at all. Now, if you're going to go work for somebody else, obviously you need an MBA. You need that paper. But
I have my master's degree in human development from George Washington University. So I have that, but I'm telling you, I'm here to tell you, all right? You are going to learn more by creating yourself a mentorship network. That would be the first thing that I would advise everybody to do. If you want to accelerate in your own business, in your own life, whatever that is, get yourself a mentorship network with about 5 or 6 people that, my mentorship network is filled with a CEO. My father is in my mentorship network. I even have a groundskeeper from a community in Tampa, an apartment community in Tampa. And he's a veteran, but I have such a profound respect for him that I value his opinion because of who he is, not what he is, right?
Mm-hmm, right.
It's because I get a perspective that I need. So surround yourself with a mentorship network of rich people. And I don't mean money rich. I just mean rich in life, all right? Mm-hmm. So that's the key. People who are going to lift you up and give you what you need to know, not what you think you need. You know what I mean? Like you said,
absolutely.
A majority of what you learn is not going to be at a university level.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And part of that whole mastery group and that mastermind and having somebody who's willing to sit you down and go, look, dude, you're on the wrong track. You need to stop whatever it is you're doing. If it's something better, you need to go this route. This is, and you take that for what it's worth, type of thing. So yeah, very, very powerful stuff. So brother, we are going to close this up. Before we do, what did we not talk about that you want to ensure that our abundant leaders get out of this conversation today?
Basically, that you can accomplish anything you want. Do not let anybody throw a barrier up for you or say that you can't, because you can. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. If you're a business owner, if you just want to be a great worker, it doesn't matter. If you follow what you want to do, right? If you want to shovel gravel for the county, then just be the best at that you can be. But happiness is the key to life. And don't let anybody prevent you from achieving happiness, whatever that is for you. So that's basically what we want here.
Wonderful, man. I dig it. It's been an honor. I look forward to seeing what handupnow.org is going to become very soon. And I'm just excited for you and the whole team, man. It's just amazing.
I can't thank you enough for the support, Wally, and I love Men of Abundance. I love your show, and I'm looking forward to maybe getting together again when hopefully the next one we do, we have our 501c3 status when we're, rocket shipping up to the top, and hopefully we'll be there next time we talk.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to that too, brother. Take care. Have an amazing day.
You too, Wally. Thanks so much.
Listen, guys, obviously your action step for today is to go to handupnow.org. And I'm also going to have the Facebook page linked up in the show notes at menofabundance.com/217. Go check out handupnow.org and contribute however you see fit. It is greatly appreciated. This is an amazing program, and we would love for you to be a part of the handupnow.org family, however you see fit. Now, go out and live your life of abundance, and make sure to pay it forward.
That's all for today, Abundance Leaders. For more about our guests and the powerful information we shared with you today, be sure to sign up for our mailing list at menofabundance.com. We appreciate your time and look forward to hanging out with you on our next episode. So until then, be sure to pay it forward and live your life of abundance.